Now, I think that we could all safely agree here that Jada Pinkett Smith is a true pathological liar, a narcissist in nature, and someone that can never own up to their own mistakes and or actions that lead to consequences that she has actually been dealing with right now, all because of her book called Worthy, that's been stirring up more drama related to Will Smith and Chris Rock time and time again. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, the thing about Jada Pinkett Smith, we know that she is someone that has been endlessly over-promoting her book, that has been pretty much, revealing all these different things about her lifestyle, about her personal life, about Will Smith individually, of course. And it's something that really kind of left a lot of people scratching their heads as to what's really going on in her life, privately speaking, between herself and Will. Of course, we're never going to get those true answers as to why Will Smith is still attached to this marriage. A lot of people have different theories on that. However, when it all comes down to her firing from multiple Hollywood studios and exactly how she is now taking action against them, this is where things begin to get out of control and how it does involve different stations out there like Sirius XM, among other radio shows. Let's get into all of this. Now, we know that Jada Pinkett Smith is one that never takes any kind of a loss pretty well. She knows that she pretty much, or believes, I should say, that she deserves to have all the attention that she needs in this world. And that's why she's on all these morning shows, on all these radio shows, these podcasts, day in and day out, promoting her book because, well, let's be honest, it's not really selling as well as she thought it would. That's just the, overall truth about that situation. However, on top of that, with Jada Pinkett Smith currently involved in much drama related to Will Smith after her book hit store shelves, one major development has to do with her taking action against the studios that fired her recently after the book that she created has been stirring up too much drama related to both Will Smith and also Chris Rock. As it turns out, one major way Jada Pinkett Smith is handling her firing from studios such as Warner Brothers, yes, even Disney, and even Paramount Pictures is that she is delaying her interview with Howard Stern until mid-December now to not only call out the heads of NBC and the showrunner of SNL that mocked her on live television, but the reason why she is delaying her one-on-one with Howard Stern is the fact that she is set to also call out the studios that she believes she was wrongfully fired from as a result of her new, of course, book Worthy, and the revelations within that book specifically, that have only added more fuel to the fire around Will Smith and others. Now, Jada Pinkett also reportedly is not taking her firing well, since she was planning on making a comeback in what she calls an acting career she once had. Many in the public would argue and debate if she ever even had a legitimate and successful acting career that's memorable. She is most known for her roles in Madagascar off-screen, doing voiceover work, and or films like Collateral and The Nutty Professor, among others, that have gone under the radar over the years, with her roles being very forgettable. Now, her plan with Howard Stern right now is to also unveil new revelations and ugly truths about the studios like Paramount Pictures, Disney, and yes, even Warner Brothers. The reason why she was going to actually get a big acting gig with Disney for the first things first was through her connections with Will Smith, who worked on Welcome to Earth for Nat Geo for Disney+. Jada Pinkett was locked in to do her very own documentary for Disney Plus that was supposed to drop on the platform by 2025. However, after the Will Smith drama began to get out of control, she was dropped by October of this year, where it took well over a year of Disney sitting on the fence to finally make their decision. In fear of backlash, of course. In addition to Jada's interview with Howard that will unveil new revelations about these studios that fired her, she is also set to talk more about them, in particular in her planned follow-up book to Worthy that she hinted recently, stating that she plans to not only unveil revelations about her life, but also about how controlling and manipulative the studios in Hollywood can be. Now guys, let me just stop here quick before I get to the big part about Jada Pinkett here, is that we can see that why she's running the Howard Stern is that they both have a beef with NBC. Alright, we know Howard's history with NBC. It makes a lot of sense why she's going on the show with SiriusXM to have a one-on-one with him by mid-December now. Now, it was supposed to be by the last week of this month. No wonder why we didn't have any Howard Stern interview with Jada Pinkett Smith just yet. It is now being delayed until the middle of next month because she's figuring out what to say of how she's going to expose studios like Warner Brothers, Paramount Pictures, and Disney that all fired her recently, and how they finalized that based on her book that's been creating a lot of drama, not just to herself, but to many others that are connected to her. You know, either very closely or more separated. But we know that there's a lot of things going on with Jada Pinkett Smith right now. She is really not stopping at all when it comes to the number of podcasts, radio shows, and interviews that she's taking part in to promote her book. And I'm honestly very shocked that she still has the gall to say that she plans on putting out several books throughout the rest of her life to kind of just really put out more revelations, to monetize her revelations and stuff like that. And I think at the end of the day, that's where you begin to realize that she really just is in it for either A, the money, or for the attention-seeking purposes. I don't think that she's doing this for the art or for, you know, a deep personal reason. We all know that she used a ghostwriter for her book. It's not like she sat down herself and wrote this word by word. And it's not a surprise. Many Hollywood celebrities use ghostwriters, and that's just something that tends to go also under the radar. But one thing about this is that we can see why she's going to Howard Stern, and it's quite embarrassing that she is hitting that level of rock bottom to the point where she's going on his show. Love him or hate him, I'm not a fan of Howard Stern at all. I never really was. I mean, he may have been different decades ago, sure, but nowadays the man is just insufferable, and I can see why she wants to side with him to not only call out NBC and the showrunner of SNL for mocking her on live television, but also the fact that she wants to really just level, you know, with everyone about what Paramount Pictures really did, why they really fired her, why Disney really fired her, and even Warner Brothers. Now, for those of you that don't know, Paramount Pictures was responsible for creating her movie Collateral, so she did have a past with them, as well as a past with, of course, let's not forget about Warner Brothers, with the Matrix films. Particularly the Matrix film itself back in 1999, or should I say Matrix Reloaded, the sequel. We know that there's a lot also in there in the trilogy, and The Matrix Resurrections, which was not well received at all, by the way. So overall, I would like to hear your overall take on everything related to this Jada Pinkett Smith drama that's been happening, and what you guys have to say about her actions against these studios. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.